Try this again. All right, guys. How about now? I don't know, man. Can you hear me now? Can you guys hear me now? Somehow I think my mic might have got switched, but can you hear me now? Do I have sound out there, guys? Can you guys hear me? Can they hear me now? Yes. Okay, good. Sorry about that. What's going on, guys? So now that I got that figured out, somehow my mic got switched. Probably because my internet tried to go out on me for a few hours and I had to restart a bunch of stuff. So sorry about that. I'm back now, though. So I guess kind of what I was saying is we had to come on a little earlier in the afternoon today. I'm still going to be on this evening at 8. But we've got some exciting international stuff going on. We just got word yesterday. I think it was yesterday, maybe the day before. But our MECA Africa team is going to be in attendance at our training event this year. So I wanted to get them on here and kind of introduce them to you guys. They're in the background here waiting for me to bring them on. But I wanted to come on and let everybody know that we're going to be bringing our MECA Africa team here for the SQ training and training event so they can get their certifications to raise their multiplier levels over there and start getting their scores on our scoreboards. But anyway, so they're going to be at the National Corvette Museum on March 18th and 19th. Make sure you get pre-registered for that event. And it looks like we got a few people in here, so I'm going to give you guys just a couple of minutes here, see if we get about 20 people in here or so, but I'm going to go ahead and bring these guys on and let them introduce themselves. So let's see here. Damn. So how you doing?
Hi, Bud. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. So I guess you got the rest of your team there with you.
Yes, we're all just going to squeeze into the picture.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay. So these are our MECA Africa judges, guys. I wanted to bring them on and kind of let them introduce themselves to you. So I'm going to kind of let you guys take it from here. I'll let you kind of introduce yourself, and then I don't know if I have any questions or anything that you guys don't cover. I'll start asking when you get finished here, but I'm going to let Pamish take it away here, and welcome to the show.
Thanks, Bud. Hi, guys. I'm Pumesh. As Bud has said so, I am the MECA Africa president, and I am so honored after all these many months of waiting. We are so proud to announce that we are on our way to the United States on the 15th of March. We hope we're going to do everyone proud in our country, and we're looking forward to meeting all you guys out there, and we're just taking the moment in. Over to you, Devi.
Well, Pumesh covered everything basically. I'm Divi. I'm the president of MECA Africa Innovation and Information. So yeah, we're looking forward to coming over to the States and getting the training and picking up the SQ industry in Africa, basically. Yeah, cool.
Hi guys, I'm Sugian. Sorry, battling with the cold down here in Africa. Super excited to come across to the States We've been waiting for a while now, obviously due to the COVID pandemic. Visas took over almost a year to get approved. But yeah, definitely we're looking forward to meeting you guys, Shannon, the rest of the team, Selena, and to learn whatever we can and get MECA growing leaps and bounds down in Africa. Has taken off nicely, but I think there's a lot more we can do. And as DB said, the guys are hungry for SQ, so that is going to be one of our main focuses while we're up there. But thank you.
Back to you, Bud.
All right, so this is our MECA Africa team, and now that you know them a little bit better, I guess Shannon wants to know. She asked me to ask you guys maybe if you could tell them a little bit about what got you started into car audio and wanting to be a judge and things like that.
Okay. So I started competing in 2001. I used to be supported by my late partner, and we created a few big waves in the industry, and represented many brands in the last few years. Held a few records with a few affiliations. Took a breather from the industry, and the bug bit again, and I found myself opening up a local affiliation to run my passion through, be part of the sound industry, not as a competitor, but as a host. And then we came across Shannon, who was amazing and gave us this opportunity. And we are ever so grateful for this. And now I'm just looking to grow MECA in the continent.
Awesome.
You
did your guys have anything to add to that, or?
Yeah, well, okay, so Pumesh basically covered everything. I've just been a car enthusiast from the time I was born. Like, I've loved everything to do with cars. Recently, when I met Pumesh and Sugen, they introduced me to the audio side of cars, and then, like Pumesh said, the bug just burst, and then I've just been hooked since then.
Yeah. Sugen? Well, there's not much. Sorry, I'm just a bit too tall for the camera. So yeah, but guys, exactly the same thing. I started competing in the early 2000s as well. Many other affiliations, and I think you know, when Pumesh said we started Audio SP, which was Sugen and Pumesh, obviously. It was a local affiliation. We went through the stumbling blocks, and we realized that there was a requirement for a different type of format, and also international exposure. I'm not sure if everybody knows it, but I'm sure you do. We have some very loud vehicles in SA and throughout Africa, and we want to give them an international platform. So that is why MECA was born. We were very lucky to catch you guys as the change was taking over. Got into contact with Shannon, and yeah, this is where we are. So we definitely want to grow in leaps and bounds. We've had some very, very positive feedback over the last 2 years for the 2023 season. South Africa, or Africa, should I say, has always been used to having numbers measured on the windscreen. So MECA is a bit different. South Africa, I must say, is a very proud country. So guys don't want their scores to be lowered, and obviously that happens when we move the sensor from the windscreen to the headrest. But a lot of our guys have learned how to use the format, and we're getting very, very positive feedback. So yeah, definitely positive for us down in this part of the world.
Awesome. So those were all some pretty good answers, guys. Okay. So I guess you guys are going to be here. We're going to be going to not only are you going to be at the SQ training event, I guess it looks like we're going to take you to one of the sound pressure shows at Soundcheck the following week. So we'll be bringing the MECA Africa team to Soundcheck the week after the sound quality training to check that out and see how our SPL lanes work a little bit better and things like that. Because I know we're doing a sound pressure show at the same time as sound quality, so that'll make it kind of difficult to do both. So we'll have them here for a week, it looks like. And so if you don't get to meet them in Bowling Green and you want to get a chance to meet these guys, we will have them at Soundcheck with us the following weekend. Let's see. I'm catch up my chat here. So Brandon asked, he wants to know, what part of Africa are you guys in?
So we live in Johannesburg,
okay,
in South Africa.
There you go, Brandon. What's going on, guys? Any of you guys have any questions for these guys while I have them here? Any other things you would like to know? I know from what I know that, you know, their show setups look great and they're doing a good job out there. And I can't wait for them to catch a little bit more traction. And hopefully this is going to help them go to the next level here when they return back to South Africa. I know Shannon and I are really excited about this training. With the guys from Trinidad coming, and now South Africa will be in attendance. So we're looking forward to seeing everybody there. Make sure you get over and get pre-registered. Like I said, I know it's the middle of the day, so everybody that's on here, I appreciate you taking the time to get on and check us out. I'm going to wait just a couple minutes and give you guys the opportunity. If you have any questions for these guys, ask them. We'll get them answered for you. I got to check my notes. Well, I guess if you guys aren't going to ask any questions, maybe I can ask one more. So, Pamish, what's it like being a strong female in a predominantly male world out there?
I've been waiting for that question. I've had many hurdles and I've had many stumbling blocks. I've persevered because I have two powerful guys next to me that assist me willing. They don't shoot down my ideas and they rather add to my ideas. And we've got very, very great partners that are willing to work with everything we put forward. It's a new brand. We're trying to put the brand out there and they give us the chance and they give us all of the resources that we need. I must say it's been very, very slow, but in the last 4 months, we have grown from strength to strength. And it's only going to get bigger. It's only going to get better. And we're seeing that by the amount of events and the type of events that we are putting together. From now until November, our calendars are almost full. I can't give too much of information away, but one of the biggest events that we're working on is skills development and youth empowerment and women empowerment event taking place in July, where we're having you guys fly out to assist us and to meet everyone in our world. And I think that event is going to be the deal breaker for everyone. That is going to show people in Africa what MECA is really about.
Awesome. So is it rare in Africa for women to be business owners, and why is that?
It's not rare for women to be business owners. It's rare for women to be leaders in the automotive industry, especially in the sound fraternity.
Okay.
Most men, and I know I'm going to probably get taken out like a sniper after this in Facebook, most men do find it difficult working with women and other affiliations. And I get that. I have been getting that. But I'm patient and I'm willing to listen and I'm willing to learn. I've been learning all my life through the sound industry. And I know our time will come for collaborations. And that's what I'm working towards. Everybody collaborating.
That sounds kind of that's similar to some of the hurdles that we face. So those are all good answers, Pamish. I appreciate those answers. Let's see. It looks like I got another question here. So he wants to know, what brands do you guys have out that way? Do you have?
I'll let again do some talking now.
Okay, guys, I'm going to stay off camera because I'm tired of stretching my neck to get it into screen.
Fine.
But so Africa has got obviously, as you guys would have, local brands. We've got 4 major local brands that we currently work with down here. We also have the international brands, so the brands that you guys work with there in the United States. We have got some big cars down here. We've seen already some of the vehicles, not on the MECA format, but on other formats, doing in the 180 plus dB range. So, you know, obviously we want to work with that, but we've got the normal brands that you guys use. Obviously, that's the import brands. We are engaging with them at the moment to bring them on board as retail partners, manufacturing partners. The response has been good. So yeah, I think our main aim for now is the massive show that Pumesh has mentioned earlier in KZN. But you'll enjoy that. It's right next to the ocean, and our ocean is not cold. So you'll really enjoy that one. It is a massive show, woman empowered. We met a lot of the women last week at one of the activations at our show down at the coast. So that's about a 6-hour drive from where we are at the moment. Yeah, massive stuff happening. So whatever brands you guys have there, we've got here. I know one of the bigger brands, and I don't know if I'm allowed to mention the names, but it's Sundowner. Sorry, yeah, it is Sundown. And we've got a few pieces of the equipment that we see come across our meter, but not as much as we would like. So our main aim when coming up across to you guys in the next few weeks is to understand how those affiliations work with you guys in the US and how we can integrate that into MECA Africa. Thanks, bud.
Awesome. So let's see. I'm getting a couple more questions. This guy wants to know, what's a typical street setup in South Africa? So I'm not sure if he's referencing what, you know, like how many speakers or amps, or if he's referencing what type of a vehicle that they like to use. I would find more interesting what types of vehicles do they like to use in their street classes in South Africa.
Okay, so maybe I'll take this one. So we've got a lot of hatchbacks, very small cars, very similar to what you would guys, if I can put direct comparison to a Panda, but it's a normal everyday vehicle. Our guys use the local brands. One of the louder vehicles that we've got on the MECA format at the moment is a vehicle owned by a company called Future Audio. These guys use 2 15-inch woofers, drivers, on 2 of the local amplifier range. Stated amplifier output 8 kilowatts per amplifier, so RMS. We've clamped them at about 5 kilowatt per amplifier. and those guys are in the 161s on the kick. So we don't have big trucks like you guys, so much smaller vehicles. We get a lot of what you call LDVs, so it's a very small buckies or pickups, if you want to call it, single cab, a lot of blow-through applications. Yeah, so half a ton pickup, if you want to call it that. We've got a lot of loud vehicles, and I think one of the stronger points for us in Africa is dueling demos. The guys like to play it loud and proud, and they never had a format where they can actually compete for an international record in that sort of category. Normally they just come to the show, park off, make a lot of noise, do some hair tricks, and that's it. So the dueling demo format is major for us down here. But to go back to your question, not massive big vehicles like you guys have up there. We do have walled vehicles with 615-inch drivers, and I think one of the bigger ones that we've got at the moment, there's two of them. They go in the 1215 category walled, so modified.
Awesome. So let's see. We'll go down the list here. Selena wants to know, do you guys have your own builds? And if so, what's your setup?
Yeah, so yeah, I have my way.
So yeah, Division and myself both have boats. Selena, we've been following you, so it's nothing like the massive numbers that you do. My vehicle, back in the day when I started competing, used to be an SPL vehicle, Pumesh as well, so was Divi's. We are now we're moving more towards the dueling demo format. I think that was one of the reasons why we pushed so hard to get MECA. We are those type of people that like to hear clear and loud, and we'd never had the opportunity at any other format or with any other format to showcase that, and not just showcase it for the fact of impressing the crowd or the people, actually chasing numbers. So that is a very big type of build in Africa. And as I said earlier, we've seen a lot more of those type of vehicles coming out. So for us, during demos is going to be the bigger format. And yes, definitely, we as I said, we had quite a successful event last week and the weekend before, and a lot of these vehicles are now starting to come out of the woodwork, and that's what it is. But that being said, when we come up next week, Selena, you, Bud, and Shannon, as well as you guys, or in the next few weeks, are going to show us how to build those loud and proud pounders. Because I also, like you, Selena, want to start from street 1 and go all the way to the end of the street.
So he's the 15-inch guy, I'm the 12-inch girl, and this is the 10-inch guy.
So I guess while we're talking about the systems here, I'm going to go out of order a little bit. Joe asks, what was the loudest scores you guys have accomplished personally?
Okay. So
Myself was a 58.6. You?
yeah, so I also, back in the day, this was on the old RTA meter. I'm not going to mention names. Yeah, audio control. So also the 58.6. So funny story, Pumesh and I are now a couple, but back in 2000, we actually were competitors. So
fierce competitors.
Yeah, so we used to compete in exactly the same category, two different types of vehicles. But we were, it was one show was hers and the one show was mine, and that's how it is.
And I was an out of towner at that point.
Yeah, the sound in my car. So I'm more on the SQ side. I don't like vibrations and to make noise. So I've got more of a SQ mode.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And let's see. I'll go back up here. Shannon had a question. So she said she's seeing the guys ask if you guys ever go live at your events or anything like that, they'd like to see them if you guys do that.
No, definitely. Like on our MECA.
We have one next week on the 4th.
Yeah.
We will definitely go live and share a link with you guys.
Awesome. Shannon said you cut your hair.
Yeah, she did.
I did. I'm trying to grow it back. I'm done with it. It's too much work.
She wants to come do hair tricks.
Yeah, I need to grow it a little bit to come do some hair tricks in Mr. Patel's van.
There you go. All right, guys.
So, but just a question from us, and I know there are a few guys from Africa listening to or watching this. What is the plan for MECA with regards to expansion? I know we've got quite a few, you guys call it states, that are locked in at the moment. Are there plans to move to the other continents in the world? What is
so I mean, we're constantly kind of dropping lines out there. When the right people come along or the right thing happens, it will. But I can't say too much here, but like, yeah, the plans are to expand. We're looking into, like Europe, Italy, Germany. We've made some contacts and things like that in those areas. Nothing to really announce or anything to really say at this point in time about it. But yes, we're constantly working towards expanding the international program. So if any of you guys are watching or anything like that are interested, feel free to reach out and contact us, and I don't know, maybe it'll go somewhere. But yeah, I mean, as far as that goes, it's a slow process for us to make those contacts and then try, to build those relationships. But that is something that we're definitely, working on and interested in, and constantly, I'd say a good 2 or 3 times a month we're reaching out to people. So I'd just say, keep your eyes open, and we're going to keep pushing, and hopefully things will fall into place. I do know that we just picked back up with Indonesia and Trinidad and Tobago. So, and obviously you guys are in there, South Africa. There's a couple other programs I think still, kind of going, but we haven't really made those contacts yet either. So, I mean, basically at this point, our plan is to try to continue to move forward and build into other areas where MECA is not. I mean, that's really what we've even been doing here in the States. We're just trying to reach everywhere we can reach. If there's a scene or people that want to compete, MECA wants to be there. So I guess that's the easiest, shortest answer to that question.
Perfect. Thank you.
Let's go to Antarctica. We can do that.
Yeah, density is very thin there.
Yeah.
Be hard to do it.
When you're going to Dubai, I'll come with you.
Yeah.
It looks like quite a few guys are pretty excited to meet you guys. I know Shannon and I are getting excited about it. We've got a lot going on here trying to prepare for the training and all that good stuff. I'm not seeing very many other questions. I think we've been on for about 30 minutes now. So, again, I just want to thank these guys for coming on here with us and helping us to build MECA in South Africa. And we're looking forward to a bigger, better year to come. I'll give you guys a couple more minutes that are in here watching us. If you have any questions for these guys, shoot them over to us. I think they've answered everything I had. Make sure you get over to the MECA Africa Facebook page and follow that. You'll be able to see, the information and the competitors and posts and things that they have going there. So make sure you get over that MECA Africa page. And maybe I'll quit tripping on my tongue.
While you're rounding up, Bud, we would just like to say thank you for putting together this video and bringing us on to share our announcement. We are very stoked to be coming through. It's all we've ever thought about for the last year. We're almost reaching 1 year of ownership of MECA Africa with you guys. And it's been a great journey. And we're looking forward to many other memories and journeys and trips around the world. But yeah, we're very excited to be there.
Thanks, guys. Well, did you guys have any other questions for me? I know you did ask me about the expanding of MECA. Was there any other questions you guys had for me that maybe some of your guys might want to know?
No, not yet. We're saving all that for a face-to-face question.
Yeah. We'll be live in.
We're making notes for you.
We'll be live in the US. No, but
That
I think,
sounds good.
Yeah, I think, Bud, the biggest hurdle, if I can call it that, and maybe you can give us some, or give everybody a little bit of clarity on that, is there is obviously a difference from the normal way that the SPL, and I'll use that as one of the biggest formats in the MECA range of formats, is there is a considerable difference between measuring at the windscreen and measuring at the headrest. And I'm guessing that you also had to do the transition at some stage. How did you find that, and how did you cope with that sort of transition to get back to where the windscreen numbers were? Or yeah.
So, that's a little bit of a loaded question for me. So, I started out as a MECA competitor. I've basically, that's my roots. So that's where I began, was in MECA. I think I went to my first MECA event in 2002. I was still young. I was still in high school. And we had a show that was a local show that MECA put on every year. And, so I went to that show, and then I guess I went to college, and I wasn't around it I always liked car audio. I always messed with it with my friends and things, but it was probably about 2007 before I really decided I was going to, try to compete and be loud, or whatever you want to call it. So, that's where I began, was in MECA, and that's kind of what I knew. And, I guess after the first year or two, I would test my vehicles in the floor and on the window, and it doesn't seem to, I don't know that you will ever catch the window number at the headrest, but generally speaking, if you have a loud score on the window, you'll have a loud score at the headrest as well for that particular class, if that makes sense. It and it's very vehicle dependent on how bad it actually hurts. You know, like I would say the smaller hatchback cars and things like that, there's a little bit more of a learning curve. You know, obviously, we own a Ford Explorer and a Panda, and they're both extremely loud. It's kind of funny, like, you know, the Panda will eat the Explorer for breakfast on the window, but the Explorer will eat the Panda for breakfast at the headrest. So it is two different worlds for sure. But I do also know that, you know, like the Panda is strictly built for the windscreen. I never really did build it for the headrest, but I have metered it there. If that makes sense. Uh-oh, we lost you guys. Well, we lost them. But you know, yeah, that is a challenge, but I also do believe I'll just continue answering the question. I'm not 100%. They lost connection. Um, but to me, my favorite metering position has always been the headrest, because to me that's where your ears are. To me, it's the most realistic metering position. It also does tend to kind of level the playing field, um, from your higher to lower frequency playing vehicles. So it's just always been my preference, even as a competitor, um, to meter at the headrest. Um, I, generally speaking, felt that it was a more realistic reading. So hopefully that kind of answers the question there. All right, so it looks like in South Africa there they have what they call load shedding. So it looks like their power's out for a little bit now. But again, I really do thank those guys for coming on and spending some time with us. I hope you guys got to know them a little bit better. Again, Shannon and I, MECA, we're very excited that they're finally going to be getting here for training so they can get their 3X certifications and start offering competitions to add to our top 10s and stuff, and get you guys some competition going on a more international level. Again, we will have the Trinidad guys there as well, from Trinidad and Tobago, and then South Africa will all be at the training at the National Corvette Museum on March 18th and 19th. Oh, they got back to me. Let's see. I'll bring them back on here for just a second so I can make sure I answered their questions. They answered mine. So let's see here. All right, so I'm gonna let them pop back in here and tell you and sign off and tell you guys bye and things. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed it and are as excited as we are about getting this international thing going a little bit better. So here's the MECA Africa team again, and let's see here if I can shift this around somehow. There we go. All right.
Sorry, guys. Apologies. Everybody that lives in South Africa knows about our current electricity crisis. So that was one kicking in. Yeah, thank you for having us tonight. Thank you for making the announcement. And we're looking forward to this journey and documenting every bit of our trip to the States. We're going to be there for a full 2 weeks, and we're going to make the most of it.
Awesome, guys. We're really looking forward to getting to know you guys better and getting this thing rocking. I guess you guys are probably going to be going in and out, so we'll go ahead and try to cut it off. I appreciate everybody coming on in the middle of the day or the evening, whatever time it is where you're at. Thanks again, guys. And we'll look forward to seeing you here. And I guess it's a little bit less than 3 weeks now, 2 weeks, something like that. So we'll be seeing you guys soon. And safe travels, and we'll see you when you get here.
Thank you, Bud, and thank you, Shannon.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Until next time, Mecha heads, keep it loud and clear.